Hey everybody, Mr. Morel here, and we're gonna do a review lesson here. Before we can be successful with this unit about sequences, we need to review some stuff that we already know, but it's been a while. So we're gonna do that in this video, and I'll be totally honest with you. I hope these videos are helpful for you, but I am mostly making them for Mrs. Robison because this is the unit that she struggles the most with, and so I'm going to be trying to help her out, and we can all just giggle every time we see her and say, why can't you do that unit? Mrs. Robinson. Anyway, okay, so first thing is, we are going to be writing linear equations, which we've done before, but this time we're going to be doing it with function notation. So it's just a tiny bit different, but really so similar. So just to review a couple of things, by how much are your y values changing? That means that we would need to look over here in the y column and say how much they're changing by. They're going up by 2. By how much are our x values changing? Well, those ones are going up by 1. And so the slope of that function is going to be 2 over 1. And it says don't forget to simplify, so the slope is 2. So again, all I'm doing is same things that we've done before. I'm adding 2 in this column, adding 1 in this column. And yeah, so our slope is 2 divided by 1, which equals 2. What is the value? What is the y value when your x value is 0? Oh, that's our y-intercept. Well, I don't see the x value being 0 in the table, but that's okay because we know we can just go back 1 row. And so if I'm adding 2 to go down the table, let's just subtract 2 to move up the table, and I can see there that we ended up at 0, 5. And so if my x value is 0, my y value would be 5. And then the equation that I can use to represent the table would be y equals 2x plus 5. And you could, and probably should, even double check that. For example, I could put a 5 into my function and hope I get a 15 out. So let's try that. F of 5 should equal 2 times 5 plus 5. So that would be 10 plus 5, which is 15. So that's exactly what we wanted. And that's one way to check to make sure that we've got the right answers. And that's something I'm going to encourage you guys to do. But wow, we got a long level 1 section here. So let's go ahead and scroll up and talk about how to find these things from a graph. So the y-intercept in the graph is right here. It is an ordered pair. We always write y-intercepts as an ordered pair, so it's the ordered pair 0, 3. Then we describe in words how I move from one dot to the next dot. Okay, so I'm just going to write that I would go down 2 and to the right 1. So I'm going to take that description and put it into math terms. Remember, to go down 2, we would write -2. That's our rise, divided by a positive 1, because that's our run, and then so our slope would equal -2. Then we can go ahead and write that -2x plus 3 right there. That's our function. Okay, and then we're just going to practice that a couple of times for level 2. So level 2, here we go. To move from here to here, it looks like I'm adding. Don't forget, if you can't remember what we're adding, you're going to pick a number. So like I can pick 3, and in your calculator subtract the number that's above it. So 3 minus -1. If you do that in your calculator, it's going to tell you 4. We're actually adding 4 on this side. And then we're adding 1 on this side. Okay? So I already know that my equation should be f of x equals blank, x plus blank. My slope is going to be 4 divided by 1, which is 4. X plus, now I need my 0th number. Well, I don't have one there, so I need to go up a row. That would be my 0th number there. And I'd go up a row this way. So if I'm adding 4 to move down the table, I need to subtract 4 to move up the table. That would put me at -5. So the equation for number 10 is 4x plus -5. Or you could write 4x minus 5 as well. That's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. F of x equals blank x plus blank. We are adding 3 on that side and adding 1 on that side. So my slope is 3 divided by 1, which is just 3. Now I need my 0th number, so I'm going to go up a row. If I'm adding 3 to move down the table on the right side, I need to subtract 3 to move up the table. So negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. So my equation is f of x equals 3x plus negative 5. And I should have checked it on number 10, but I'll check it here. I can double check. F of 4 should be 3 times 4 minus 5. That's 12 minus 5, which is 7. And that's exactly what I wanted for my output. So we're in pretty good shape there. All right, let me do question 14 for you. So for question 14, f of x equals blank, x plus blank. My y-intercept is right here. It's at a positive 6. And my slope is kind of how I move from one point to the next point. So in this example, I'm going down 3 over 1. So my slope is negative 3 divided by 1, which is negative 3. Alright, well that stuff was pretty easy, I think. Now this time it's a little trickier. In this example, I have given you the function, and you need to fill out the table and the graph. Well, it's level 3, so I'm not going to do all of it for you, but I'm happy to go ahead and fill out the table. Well, what I would do in this table, there's a couple different ways you could approach it. I think the easiest way is to just plug in your x values. So f of 1 would be negative 2 times 1 plus 6. So that would be negative 2 plus 6, which is 4. So when x is 1, my output, or my y value, do you know what, that's a typo. I'm probably going to change that to say f of x. Yeah, I should do that before I print these off. Anyway, that's going to be 4. Then we can go through and do that again, but this time for the number 2. So then f of 2 would equal negative 2 times 2 plus 6. So that would be negative 4 plus 6, which is a positive 2. Now, another way that we could have done this, let me just point out, is we could have remembered, hey, this 6 is our 0th number, so we've got a 0 on that side, and we would have a 6 associated with it over here. This negative 2 is our change in y. It's what's happening on this side. And the positive 1 underneath that tells us what's happening on that side. So cool, we're adding 1 on that side. That's awesome. So we need to subtract 2 on this side. And that would be great because that matches our pattern. To move from 6 to 4, we would subtract 2. To move from 4 to 2, we're subtracting 2. And we could just keep subtracting 2 as we move our way down. Like that. Okay? Now, you just go ahead and you get to graph that stuff. You could either graph it just from your normal equation like we're used to doing in the past, or you could plot these 5 points and then draw a line between them. Either way, that's okay. You got lots of good options. Alright, now level 4 is just a really basic story problem. I hope that you can do that. I think you should be able to. You're pretty smart people. I'll see you guys later.